Have you ever reached for yesterday's meal because cooking again felt like too much work? Many of us do this, especially after 70, when preparing a fresh meal can feel tiring. It seems harmless, just a small convenience, but some foods, when reheated, can quietly stress our pancreas. Have you ever reached for yesterday's meal because cooking again felt like too much work? Many of us do this, especially after 70, when preparing a fresh meal can feel tiring. It seems harmless, just a small convenience, but some foods, when reheated, can quietly stress our pancreas. The pancreas is a gentle, hard-working organ that helps digest food and regulate blood sugar. Over time, repeated stress on this organ can affect digestion, energy, and even long-term health. Today, I want to share 5 foods that doctors suggest seniors should be careful about reheating, and simple ways to enjoy them safely without putting our bodies under unnecessary strain. Understanding our pancreas helps us make better choices. After decades of life, our digestive system doesn't bounce back as quickly, and small habits can add up. Reheated meals are not inherently dangerous, but some foods undergo chemical or bacterial changes that can make digestion more challenging. The good news is that, with small adjustments, we can continue to enjoy the foods we love while being kind to our bodies. Let's start with the first food. Food number 1, reheated cooking oils. Cooking oils, especially those used for frying or sautéing, can change when reheated. Each time oil is warmed, its molecules begin to oxidize, creating compounds that are harder on our digestive system. These changes may not be visible or noticeable in taste, but our pancreas feels the impact. Imagine reheating a pan of leftover fried potatoes or vegetables. The oils that were once fresh now carry compounds that can slightly inflame the digestive organs over time. This doesn't mean a single meal will cause harm, but repeated reheating week after week can quietly add stress. Let's picture Mr. Ahmed, a retired teacher who enjoys fried potatoes on Sundays. He reheats them 2 or 3 times during the week because cooking again feels like extra work. Over time, he notices bloating or a dull heaviness after meals. These subtle signals can be his body reminding him that the pancreas is working harder than usual. A gentle way to protect the body is to cook smaller portions, use fresh oil each time, and avoid repeated heating. Choosing oils like olive or avocado, which are more stable, can also reduce strain. Every small choice to cook fresh or lightly sautéed meals is a step toward giving the pancreas a little rest. Food number 2. Reheated spinach and leafy greens. Spinach, kale, and other leafy greens are excellent sources of vitamins and minerals, but when cooked and stored, they can change in ways that may affect digestion. Spinach contains natural nitrates that are safe when freshly cooked. However, when stored for too long and reheated, these nitrates can slowly transform into nitrites, which are less friendly to our digestive system. Over time, this can subtly stress the pancreas and stomach. Think of Mrs. Rahman, who enjoys making a pot of spinach soup every week. She reheats it the next day, believing it is still nourishing. After a few weeks, she notices her stomach feels uneasy after eating reheated greens. The simple solution is to enjoy leafy greens freshly cooked or, if stored, to eat them cold in a salad. Refrigerating them promptly within an hour of cooking helps preserve nutrients and keeps the food gentle for the pancreas. Sometimes the healthiest foods ask for a little extra attention, and that care makes all the difference in maintaining comfort and long-term well-being. Food number 3. Reheated rice. Rice is a staple in many homes, simple to cook and easy to store. But it can be tricky if not handled carefully. Certain bacteria can survive cooking and grow if rice sits at room temperature for too long. Reheating does not always remove the toxins these bacteria produce, which can make digestion more difficult and slowly stress the pancreas. Imagine Mr. Kareem, who cooks a large batch of rice for the week. He leaves some out on the counter and reheats it the next evening. The rice smells and tastes fine, but invisible spores may have multiplied. For seniors whose digestion and immune response are naturally slower, these spores can add extra stress. A simple way to stay safe is to refrigerate cooked rice within 1 hour, and when reheating, make sure it is heated thoroughly. Freezing small portions for later use is another gentle option. By respecting how rice is stored and reheated, we protect not only the pancreas, but also overall comfort after meals. If you stay with me, then write continue below. Food number 4. Reheated chicken. Chicken is a wonderful source of protein, and many seniors rely on it for easy meals. However, when chicken is cooled and then reheated, the structure of its proteins changes. They become denser and tougher, which makes digestion more challenging for our stomach and pancreas. Imagine a soft, tender piece of chicken the first time it is cooked. Reheat it once or twice, and suddenly it feels slightly rubbery and requires more effort for your body to process. Take Mr. Hassan, for example. He enjoys grilling chicken on the weekend and reheats it during the week for convenience. At first, it seems harmless, but over time, he notices a heavier feeling in his stomach after eating reheated portions. The pancreas has to work a little harder to break down the altered proteins, and the digestive system may respond with bloating or mild discomfort. To keep meals gentle, it is helpful to cook only the portion you plan to eat immediately. If leftovers are necessary, refrigerate them promptly and reheat just once, ideally in an oven or skillet for even warmth, rather than a microwave which can leave cold spots. Slicing the chicken into smaller pieces before reheating also helps it heat evenly and reduces stress on the digestive organs. Food number 5. Reheated potatoes. Potatoes feel like comfort food, and for many seniors they are a staple. But after cooking and cooling, the starch inside potatoes begins to transform. Reheating can convert some of this starch into sugars that spike blood sugar levels, requiring extra work from the pancreas to regulate insulin. On top of that, bacteria can grow if the potatoes were left out too long, creating a second subtle stress on digestion. Consider Mrs. Shirin, who bakes a batch of potatoes and reheats them several times over the week. She notices that she feels sluggish, and her stomach feels uneasy after eating them. This is a quiet reminder from the body that repeated reheating and improper storage can create digestive challenges. A simple approach is to refrigerate potatoes quickly after cooking and reheat only once. Another gentle option is to enjoy cooled potatoes in salads, where the starch remains resistant and supports steadier blood sugar levels. This small adjustment can make a noticeable difference in comfort and long-term well-being. As we grow older, small habits can make a big difference. Reheating food may feel practical, but for our delicate organs, especially the pancreas, fresh meals are gentler and more supportive. Each time we choose freshly cooked foods or store leftovers carefully, we give our body a chance to rest, recover, and stay strong. Our bodies have worked tirelessly for decades, caring for others and keeping us going through long days. Now, giving ourselves the same care in simple ways like cooking fresh meals, eating leafy greens promptly, and handling rice, chicken, and potatoes mindfully is one of the quietest yet most profound ways to honor our health. It is not about perfection, but awareness. Even small, thoughtful changes add up over time, helping to keep energy steady, digestion comfortable, and the pancreas happy. Aging gracefully is about these gentle, intentional choices that support longevity and a life lived with ease. If this message reminded you to treat your body gently, share your thoughts in the comments. Write gentle nourishment now below and tell us where you are watching from. We would love to hear your stories about simple changes that make a difference. And if you found these tips helpful, Follow elderly roots for more calm, caring advice to help you live safely, independently, and beautifully in every stage of life. Remember, every small choice you make toward fresh, thoughtfully prepared meals is an act of kindness to yourself. Your pancreas and your whole body will thank you quietly for years to come.